Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Perspectives. We're going to learn more about an organization that's almost 120 years old, and they believe that in all youth there is incredible potential, and all youth can achieve their full potential. Their mission for nearly 12 decades is to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. Well, if their awesome mission statement did not tip you off already, we're sharing about the Big Brothers Big Sisters, the organization serving young people from ages 6 through 18 in one-to-one mentoring friendships. Bigs and littles, as they're called, they hang out every month for a few hours. They do normal everyday activities like seeing a movie, doing homework, playing games, going out to eat, or just hanging out. So if you're not familiar, you might ask, well, what is the point of Big Brothers Big Sisters? The organization's goal is to support the development of healthy youth by addressing their need for positive adult contact. Big Brothers and Big Sisters has seen how mentoring friendships reduces risk factors for negative behavior and enhances protective factors for positive behavior. They've also seen how the mentor relationships solve problems. Youth in their program are less likely to begin using illegal drugs, begin using alcohol, less likely to skip school and to skip a class. Their results show that youth develop higher aspirations, they create confidence, greater confidence, and better relationships. By partnering with parents, guardians, volunteers, and others in the community, the organization says that they are accountable for each child in their program achieving success. Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the children, helps the children realize their potential and to build their futures. They say it's all about nurturing children and strengthening communities. Our guest this morning is Amy Risser. She is the Chief Executive Officer and President of Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Central Gulf Coast. Edna Rivers, Board Chair, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Kane O'Rear, a longtime Big Brother and a board member as well. Well, after a quick break this morning, we'll talk with Amy Risser about the largest one-to-one mentoring organization along the Alabama and Mississippi Gulf Coast, about their local mission, the purpose of their services, as well as why they say volunteering is more important now than ever. Perspectives continues in just a moment with Amy Risser along with Edna Rivers and Kane O'Rear. And welcome back to Perspectives. We're talking this morning about Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We thank you so much for being here today, a part of the program, because in researching the history of the organization, it's incredible that the issues that motivated the founder to create this organization, some of those same things are issues today that we're dealing with. Why don't we start there and talk about how it came about? We're talking, what, 1904?
Yes, yes, and you know, a group of men saw that it tied to the court system, that you know they were consistently seeing similar factors in the youth that were showing up in the court system, and when they looked back at the root causes, it was that they were missing caring adults in their lives to walk through this journey with them, and started going, okay, well, who can walk with this child? Who can walk with that child? And it worked. And it has for 120 years. We're the largest evidence-based mentoring organization in the United States, here locally. And our sweet spot is prevention, taking kids with some with more odds stacked against them than others, but kids who want, and a parent guardian who want to just help them reach their fullest potential, and adding another person in their life who will help them achieve that, who just navigates life with you. Like, these are two of my greatest mentors. Yes. We all, you know, we need mentorship so much, and you know, the power of it is just amazing. But yeah, it's still true today, though.
Yeah, speaking for themselves still to this day, the results. So how does it work for those who may not be familiar? You have mentors like Mrs. Rivers and Attorney O'Rear, and they share their life with this young person?
Yeah, I know it sounds heavy. It does. But we are evidence-based off of creating relationships that last at least 1 year. That's when seeds have been planted and trajectories will change because of that relationship. So the minimum of 1 year is what we ask of volunteers. But we have all kinds of entry points. So if someone's busy raising their own children, just with life, our school-based program is wonderful because you spend a lunch hour differently. You leave work, go on, and you spend that time consistently each week with a little in one of our school-based settings. We have schools in all of our service area and a wait list in all of those service areas. So that's a great way for companies to plug into and or just individuals for extending an opportunity to do something really meaningful during the workday. But if you want, what we've done for 120 years is our community-based program, which Kane and I are both community-based bigs, and that's where I'll go to my little sister's JROTC graduation, or we went and did the cemetery mapping for Africa Town. Like, what do we want to, how do we want to spend time? And let's go out in our community and explore. And she's my primary focus, and just helping her be the best that she can be, because she's amazing, so full of potential. But that's it. So the relationships are unique in how we make them, but how the time is spent is even more unique. And there's a lot of freedom in that. But as matches kind of find their way of how they like to spend their time, whether in the school-based setting or out in the community, discovering our great community, we have professional staff that are walking along this journey with the match, supporting them, through ups and downs.
And that support to be there when they are achieving something goes a long ways, because you can hear from adults sharing their stories of how their parents were never able to make those kinds of things, and they carry that for a lifetime. So that is so important. Now, Mrs. Rivers, you are the board chair. What makes you be motivated to want to do this? Because I know how busy a lady you are, and I've been involved with other organizations that you were a part of. And so what made you want to give of your time and self to this?
Well, I've always been interested in youth, always. And this was a perfect fit. But when we started here in Mobile, and I've been with it ever since.
What year was that?
It was 1995.
Yeah.
We started, and we were under the auspices of the Y. And that worked for a while, but there was some things that we couldn't do being a part of the Y. So I think we said in 1912, we went independent. And it has been, I think, a very good decision ever since. We've had a wonderful CEO, wonderful board at this point, and we just need more volunteers to take care of the young people that are in need.
Because you all come, you have a waiting list of people, and so it's important that you have the volunteers, I guess the bigs, as well, to go with the littles. Talk about what motivated you to get involved, because you are involved in the legal industry, so to speak. So I'm sure you see things that you like to be able to help to make a difference.
I do, but what really motivated me was I've got 3 boys, and when I first got involved with Big Brothers in 2001, my 3 boys were up and gone. They were either in college or out working at the time, and I think what really motivated me was I just loved being around kids. And I'd coached Little League, I had coached basketball, and it's just something magical about those years that just really attracted me. And so I was going to the Y, and I decided that I just wanted to sign up for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I was matched with a 2nd grader at the time. We ended up being matched all the way through his graduation from Murphy High School.
Wow.
And saw him not long ago, a graduate of the University of Alabama. And so I've done that. Now I'm on my 4th little brother. And it's just been a wonderful experience. And it's not hard at all, but there's something about realizing that there's more to the world than your family unit, or there's more to the world than the people that you ordinarily just associate with. And that world is also our community. There's more to our community, and just to step outside of your sort of little circle you may have in terms of what you do and who you know is good. It's exciting. There's nothing about this program that's boring, and it's so fulfilling and rewarding, and it works both ways.
Yes.
It's so rewarding for the child, so rewarding for the big that's met the child, and there's really something special about just having a one-to-one relationship, and it's just one heart meets another soul, and you can volunteer in a lot of different ways, but having that tangible, personal touch is special.
And with stories like these, it's hard to not be able to share this with others in the community.
know.
When you look at the issue of getting more bigs, what seems to be the biggest difficulty at this time? We've got about a minute, and we'll come back and talk more about it.
Time. Speaking of time,
Right.
I mean, that's what we hear. People think they don't have enough time, and but I've never had only ever after a big has gotten involved with us have they said, "I wish I would have done this sooner." It's worth the time, and so it's people giving us a chance to show that. Maybe you need to reprioritize how you spend your time. There's more meaningful ways and things you can use your time doing. But that's the number one hurdle. That's just a mental block that I think some people have to get over.
Right. And you've got the stories to share with them so that it can help them see how they can
Yes.
reorganize their schedule.
Yes, it's so flexible and so unique to everyone's life circumstances that if they want to make it work, we can make it work. And they'll be grateful that they've done it.
It sounds like
Yeah.
that. It's very, definitely it makes a difference in their lives too.
Yes,
It's been
yes.
enriching.
Oh yeah. It's always the greatest debate between our bigs and littles. Who's getting more out of a relationship? And how great is that? Like, all relationships should be like, no, I'm benefiting so much. No, I'm benefiting. You know, I mean, that's a friendship. That's a true friendship. And what makes it extra special is when it's between two people who would otherwise have never known each other. And you have that.
Hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to talk even more about the role and the mission, as well as the success and the need at
Yes.
this time. Perspectives continues in just a moment. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This morning we're talking about Big Brothers Big Sisters, the program that's been around since 1904 and basically doing some of the same things that it was all about in the beginning to make sure that positive energy being put into the community. And I think the most important thing I like to hear about helping youth reach their full potential, because we all want to see that happen among our youth. So when you look at the children that you are bringing in as the littles, who are they and what are the things that is drawing them into the program?
Yeah, that is such a great question, because I think there's some misconception about who our littles are, and they're a little bit of all children. The only people they're not are children from two-parent households. That's actually our only requirement to be a little, is that you're from a single-parent household, grandparent-led household, or in foster care. We just don't serve children from two-parent households. But besides that, it's wide open, and it's just whatever that parent guardian, what they've identified. Maybe they live here and there's no extended family to support mom. You know, maybe a parent has passed away. Maybe a parent is in prison and grandparents are raising. I mean, every circumstance is so unique, but what is constant is our littles come to us and they have a willingness. They want a big brother. They want a big sister. The guardian wants that for them. To play that role like we all want in our lives, people who open up doors, expose us to opportunities. And that's the role of the big, but it's a willingness. And people, I think sometimes they're like, they want a big? I'm like, I can't walk into school without a child going, how do I get one? Right. I'm like, I'm working on it, you know? And so that surprises people that kids are raising their hand across our community and going, I want someone to show me a way and invite me to do things and expose me to new opportunities and experiences. They are asking for it. And the only thing that keeps us from delivering on that, which with our longest wait list ever, is volunteers who have the same willingness and desire to share life with one of our kiddos.
That is so positive. Ms. Rivers, can you tell us one of the stories that comes to mind when you think about somebody that you have that one-on-one mentoring with and saw some outstanding results?
Well, there are many
Over the
outstanding
years, huh?
results of the one-on-one mentoring. But the main thing that I wanted to say that not only are the littles and the bigs benefiting, but the family benefits so much from having this positive relationship with their children having a positive relationship. And I think it really begins with them, because they're the ones who reach out to us first to make sure that that young person is enrolled in our program. And another thing that we're doing now with partnership that I think is really important, and that is we got a program called Something in Blue, which is with the police department.
Yes.
And then we got the fire department that's teaming with us. And I especially like the one, you know, with the police department, because a lot of the children, even the ones we contact, need to learn that positive relationship. And I believe through this program, they begin to see law enforcement in a different way. That these are regular people, like they are, like to be treated well, and that kind of thing. So it's just so much going on that is exciting now in Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We just need more mentors, especially men
Okay.
and black men beneath them.
And, and share that point, because I did see one of the pictures that hopefully we've been showing it this morning of a fireman that we know, and I mean, it just made me light up when I saw that, you know. So share on that point there.
Well, they are partnering with us. They have a lot to share with the young people. And like you said, the firemen were there, they're there in force, and I think the children love it. And they get a chance to tour the station. They just do so many different things with them.
Well, the point you were making about the need for African American men, elaborate on that and what you're seeing, because you've been there since the beginning.
We tried to get them to come through the fraternities. A lot of them have their own programs that they do. You know how we do. We replicate programs with different groups, so they're there. But we're not just saying fraternity. Any man that would like to share, we would welcome them. We have to understand that you have to have a background check. So I'm not sure why we don't get enough of the African American men. I don't know if it's the background check or what, but we would welcome them. We go through the churches asking. So we've tried to reach out. We haven't been successful. We're not going to give up.
There you go.
We will still continue to try to get them to come on board.
So when you look at the things that we've got, more time's moving too fast here, but when you have the criteria, what are some of the things that they have to be able to meet along with the background check?
The only thing with the background check that we're looking for, because child safety is number one, is just any crimes against children. So we run that from federal down, but people will make mistakes and there's life, you know, so I think some people just self-eliminate because, you know, maybe they got a DUI 20 years ago or whatever. But we welcome them to talk with us, because we also aren't looking for perfect people. We want people who can relate to life and ups and downs and challenges, you know, so, but not at the sacrifice of child safety. So it's not a lot, but it's basic criteria to ensure that. And, but if even someone self-eliminates because they think, oh, that might be a problem, don't self-eliminate. Talk to us if this is resonating with you as something meaningful to do, and let's figure it out, because our expectations for our school-based program, which is limited to during school hours on school grounds, is different than our community-based program, where you're driving the little, where you're picking them up from their home. So we have multiple points of entry.
Right. And as Kane shared, if you're a male and you've missed the relationships you have with your sons or involved in youth programs, this is another opportunity to continue.
Right. And I mean, we welcome men from 22 to 72.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, and even older. One of my law partners was a big
Yeah.
brother at age 89.
Oh,
That's right.
awesome.
And his little brother loved him.
Yeah, it was a wonderful relationship. And so, you know, all types, all ages, all interests, you know, are welcome. So, you know, I think there's been sort of a malaise in the country as a whole. Statistics have shown that volunteerism is down nationally. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know why the pandemic would have had anything to do with that. It would seem to me it would have actually accelerated volunteerism. But it's definitely down. We have fewer volunteers now than we had pre-pandemic. And so we do, as Edna said, we do need men. We need particularly men, because we've got many more boys on the waiting list than girls. And women seem to be doing a lot better job of volunteering and coming to our aid than men do. And so it's just, you know, I just think if, you know, this is Pearl Harbor Day. Pearl
Right.
Harbor today, December 7th. This will be shown in a couple of days. But, you know, there's got to be 81 men out there right now that are watching this program who this resonates with, and you know they need to sign up. And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. The hardest part is sticking your toe in
Yeah.
the water.
Getting
Not
started.
jumping into the water. It's
Getting
just the hardest
started.
part's just
Yeah.
getting started, sticking your toe in.
I hate cutting you off because such a great information piece to share there. Amy, take about 30 seconds and wrap us up here with a pitch to the community.
If people are looking for whatever you care about in our community, you can affect it through one-on-one relationships with our youth, whatever you care about. And so if people are looking for that meaningful way to engage in the community, we want you to know you're needed. We want you. We will walk with you along this journey, and your life will forever be enhanced by knowing one of our littles, just like our littles' lives will forever be enhanced by knowing one of our bigs. So we just want people to know there's a place.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Amy Risher.
thank you.
Edna Rivers and Kane O'Rear, we thank you so much for being a part of this great organization. There's the information so you can contact Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We've got the office number, the website, as well as if you have questions. You have a great day, and thanks for joining us on this Perspectives program.